expert would be like, Zomba might wash here, and he very much very much could. But we're not going to talk about R.O.B because it was on Lucina. It is a new character. What Zomba's been doing is Zomba's been mixing these new characters into his repertoire, if you may. And Lucina is definitely one of them. We've seen it come out a couple of times. At least I have off stream a couple of times tonight, and maybe this is one of those matches where you don't want to go R.O.B.
No, I think it's legitimately Zomba trying to prep as we are waiting for game audio here, production. But we are legitimately watching Zomba experiment with characters, not in a matchup sense in terms of get gamed on.
EVs, IVs, I don't care. I just want to
just step on them. And some of you like that.
Yeah, and those we'll talk about. We don't. You know what? I'm not even going to touch it. Anyway, we're moving on. Yeah, listen, Zomba's, again, trying to, mix in these different characters. Again, I think if you're doing yourself a disservice by forcing a solo main situation, I think R.O.B very much can get the job done. But, I mean, even at, at top level, man, there's just some matchups that are so tough. And Zomba's, one of the... one of the louder people in the corner about how R.O.B loses a bunch of matchups. R.O.B is this and that. R.O.B also has an EX move built into his kit. So I mean,
like it evens out in the end of the day when it comes to like R.O.B's applicability as a character, because he's one of those that has like his tool is greater than the sum of its parts.
Yeah.
But it's Smash Ultimate, and I feel like there is exactly like maybe 2 characters, that are able to that are solo viable, and R.O.B is unfortunately not one of them. You need to have answers to characters that are awkward, like Young Link or whatever bad matchup that you think R.O.B has. Like pick your poison.
Yeah, and Lucina again for whatever reason has just kind of fallen out of the meta a little bit. Outside of Proto Bantam and it's a rare instance where other Lucina might pop up. I'm sure there's other players who I'm forgetting here.
Yeah, there's like Mr. E.
Yeah, Mr. E's obviously when it comes to mind. Leon and French Leon when it comes to mind as well. It's just one of those things where for whatever reason Lucina has just kind of fallen out of favor. And I can't really see why. She's a very solid character.
Yeah, for no reason except for by nature of a game that has downloadable content. She got power crept. And that's it's kind of unfortunate, but it's the way that it is. And you could also see that, not just in a way with DLC, but also in the way that like character metagames progress.
Sure.
And Lucina is a very by-the-numbers character, while a character like Pokemon Trainer, who has been able to stand the test of time throughout from 2018 to now, has had a lot of developments to their individual kit to progress and to keep up with the new metagame. Lucina, though, still has plenty of answers to plenty of solid situations and plenty of reward if you're able to play the advantage, and Zomba is kind of an advantage feed.
Yeah, where Pokemon Trainer is sort of your stewed meats, where the longer you let it sit, the more those flavors kind of come out and shine a little bit more. Lucina is sort of your chicken fingers and French fries, where it's like it is you get what you get with it, but it's always going to be very solid. So.
It's always a safe little fallback, and sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes you just got to take the guaranteed punishes, and that's kind of one of the big names of the game against Lucina. Like with the exception of offstage, Lucina can be so safe sometimes, but that cross up with the up air was so good. Beast letting it rip and dropping the punish.
No!
He didn't know. He didn't know that Lucina doesn't have that low of a scoop or what have you. Oh! Beast has a very big opportunity here. Is the only character with a kill throw at this percentage, looking for it, but Beast ends up getting grabbed himself. Has to recover high. This up tilt, this back air, none of which is hitting. That's gonna do it.
Yeah, unfortunately, hitting these again. Zomba definitely gonna be kicking himself, and you see. I mean, look, hey man, I'd be pissed too. You got what you're looking for. Flare Blitz hits your shield. And you have time to think about how you're going to punish it. It's
you have almost a second. Yeah. You have it's like 50-some frames of lag. Like, there is time to consider, how do I want to exploit this Charizard?
Yeah, and again, got caught hitting the side B, trying to mix it up on stage, maybe trying to go for a shield poke and gets upthrown for your pains. All right, and it's now, the relationship with my chicken fingers and French fries is over. I am now a machine. I do not longer need nourishment. So.
Yeah, we have surpassed the need for mild sustenance. It is time for 20
For murder.
For murder. All right, we're really going iRobot here. Asimov was right.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Will Smith is not here to save us.
Not today.
Indeed. On the shoulders of Beast here, on the cusp of, again, we are playing 3 out of 5. So, he's looking to set himself up nicely to go up 2-0 here. We'll see what happens here. Big opportunity. Yep, teed him up and crushed it out of the ballpark. That's going to clear the fence, and Zomba going to get on the board first here.
That was such a big risk to take for that waterfall so high up, and for almost no reason, but hey, Beast is able to keep it together, get that Ivysaur going, and getting the back throw to close out the stock. But man, like, this is some of the best I've seen Beast Squirtle play in a really hot minute, which is huge when you're able to basically force your opponent to start stocks at like 50 consistently, going on 70, now 80 at this point.
Yeah.
Like, switching over to Ivysaur when your opponent's already looking at death percent.
Oh,
baby, and it just ends like that. A huge stock for Beast with the Charizard still in the tank for later in this very stock, if not a whole nother one.
That was absolutely insane stuff from Beast. Again, just getting the down air spike as low down to the ground as you can and just doing the smart thing and waiting, seeing what Zamba's going to do. And that scenario, you have, a lot of options you can choose from. And, with that air dodge, it opened up the opportunity for a big punish. And again, Beast just missing it out of the up air there. Going to get hit by the rotor arms there.
Looking for another footstool, I think, with Zomba. Beast going for a game ender of some kind. Able to get the cross up, but unable to finish it off instead. Both players spot dodging a bunch, but no major punishes coming out from either side as Beast's percents reach the extreme.
Okay, both players, I'm not sure what's going to happen at the ledge there. Down smash, spot dodge, down smash, going to catch right there.
You have a jump. You don't have a jump, but the top sent just high enough to where they were able to get a flare boots back to the ledge, reading the air dodge, but just barely whiffing on that forward smash. Beast able to do enough damage to feel like you have a lead, and this is going to be huge.
Yeah, there we go. The jab block into the F smash is going to open up big damage here. He's going to have to stay with Squirtle. Again, going to try to attack on a little bit more damage here before you switch out to the closers. Or try to finish the job your damn self with Squirtle.
That's how Squirtle takes his stocks, Koopa. You gotta find tech chases, things like forward tilt into chase downs. Unfortunately, at this high percent, you're not gonna find many of them, but you can call out these jumps. At 148, this Squirtle is looking prime and pristine, just heading over to the Ivysaur to find that up air. Beast going up 2-0 in strong fashion. The Lucina was close, but the R.O.B prepared for.
Yeah, again, we mentioned up top how Zomba definitely has dominated the rivalry. But listen, even the Yankees can't always beat the Red Sox. You know what we're trying to say? There's definitely a scenario here where, again, we talked about how good of a player Beast was earlier. He's been a top of his game for a very long time. And Ivysaur the MVP here. Not kind of feel like often forgotten Pokemon. Feels like only really serves a handful of roles as a bridge to get to Charizard sometimes, maybe. Yeah. But still being shown to be very, very effective there in this matchup. R.O.B beats a, dare I say it, big character. So, it's definitely going to be subject to a lot of, damage opportunities. So,
yeah, and if there's anything that... Oh, wait a minute. I love that up air from Beast. He ends up eating a R.O.B back air across stage, which, doesn't feel great. But being able to consistently throw Zomba off, land small hits so that are able to, with any single one of these hits, can go for a country mile if played correctly. And any little bit of advantage turning into so much that Ivysaur, as you mentioned, Koopa, just turning up right now.
Yeah, there's no middle child syndrome to be had here. Gonna miss the up smash. Kind of crazy that does not connect.
Yeah, I kind of wanted it to. He's able to clean it up, though. It's like, hey, tech scenarios, I've got all of them. Down, locked, batted down the hatches. Unfortunately, for Beast, Zomba is able to clean it up rather quickly. But now you eat a Squirtle combo just for 21. Good DI mix-up there from Zomba to keep Squirtle on the back foot and to force a swap and to clean out the stock. letting it rip down under and closing down Beast's momentum just like that.
Yeah, Zomba, feeling the urge to see what's going on here. You are on your winner's bracket game here. Only 2 stocks separating Beast from Grand Finals. Zomba saying, not yet. I refuse to be vanquished. So we'll see if there's a 3rd game, or excuse me, a 4th game in a horizon here. If Zomba can get on the board. Right now, he's looking like, the player we expect him to be in this stage of the game.
Yeah, at least for the moment, but we still see plenty of signs of life from Beast right now, just getting slowly whittled away, bit by fateful bit. Oh, I love that tether cancel there. Just consistently throwing off Zomba's timing so well. Beast is moving immaculately right now, primed for the upset. 3 games remaining in their pocket to play with, but you're not looking to really give Zomba any room to move.
Yep. Trying to play around these big hitboxes here. Gets a double Razor Leaf, but not going to get a finish. Ooh, I like the attempt there, trying to go for the back throw, but Zomba doing the smart thing, spot dodging, knowing what he's looking for, and go for the down smash. That move's been very good for a very long time. So in the corner there, Zomba is going to get himself on the board. Going to see a 4th game here between these two people.
Yeah, and it's getting interesting when it comes to a Beast perspective, because Beast has been playing incredible. Like to just not mince words, Beast has been playing extraordinarily well, but Zomba finds ways to stick around, and that's what I feel like one of his more underrated strong traits is that despite Zomba being one of those players that it very seldomly camps you out, like he's much more looking to initiate, to cause problems, and to get rewarded for it, because R.O.B can do that with extended advantage. He goes. The sleeper thing about Zomba is the fact that he's willing to survive to really high percents, but still not unfalter from his gameplay. Just change it ever so slightly to make R.O.B feel much heavier than even he actually is, which, I mean, R.O.B's a pretty heavy character, but consistently living to extreme percents can be just part of the way Zomba operates sometimes. Oh, what the? Sure. Okay, you got it.
Oh, that's so. It's like the softest hit, man. It's like just completely ruins the Rube Goldberg technique. It's like, yep.
Hey, that's usually part of Beast's MO, right? Where it's like, well, I'm gonna hit you in a place where you don't think I'm gonna hit you, and you got to deal with that.
Yeah. What's that tweet they made about the Phillies? That sign can't stop me because I can't read. So
right.
it's sort of. Beast definitely showing his crowd, his resourcefulness right there. But also, Beast has been really good at that. Oh my gosh, jeez! Both of these guys playing without a stage below them. The floor was truly lava in that situation. So it is going to be Zomba once again going up big here, as Beast was literally up Esports Creek without the paddle. So now finds himself once again on the back foot. What will be the response here from Beast, who's seemingly found a response in every situation when Zomba seems to be pressing.
Yeah, just trying to grab top that time, Z dropping it. Unable to get any sort of follow-up afterward. This waterfall is going to be some solid damage, but yet no stock taken thus far, and that's, I mean, the downside of Squirtle, right?
Yep.
Oh. Wow. Luckily that the rage didn't make too much of a difference, and the percent wasn't high enough for that to close out. Beast unable to get the game 1 winner, but still looking for ways to fight back into this game. And at 87, that's not a ton, but Zomba, man, just sitting at 154. The discipline from Beast is enough to keep his own stock in jeopardy alive, but how do you close out Zomba's?
Yeah, you see him going for what he has to go for there. He's kind of fade back with, Ivysaur, and then use the big hitbox of that down air to move into KO on the very linear recovery. But Zomba, as soon as he's got good job mixing up his recoveries, the down throw will get the job done here. But 119 on the tab, Ubo, he's got to play this one real close to the vest.
And hey, you were able to find a cheekiest of falling up airs, immediately getting a down throw as well. Whoa, you're gone!
Oh my gosh!
Crack the whip, and there they go.
Wow.
Koopa. Beast ends it in a fervor with a couple strings into a call-out and a half to get himself into grand finals.
Yeah, I think that caught everybody in the room surprise. Can we get that replay one more time, please, production? My gosh.
Yeah, I mean,
look at what happened here. Again, Beast making the comeback all the way here. You see Zomba get air dodges here to grab. It's one against the second one. Critical hit. Ivysaur Belmont making its presence known here, and my gosh, what a job from Beast.
Yeah, what an absolute turnaround. I mean, you were able to punish Zomba threefold.
This whole exchange here was sick, by the way.
Oh, for sure. I love any extended edge guards are always going to look pretty cool, even if it is R.O.B when he gets to stay out there forever. But, I mean, it's so weird to watch how this matchup plays out, because historically, it's not even just like a Beast Zomba thing, but R.O.B has all of the tools, like the airspeed, the quick frame data, the solid ground moves, the killing aerials, to beat out Pokemon Trainer, to beat out all three Pokemon in facets where they can be strong, and to challenge each one in those fundamental aspects of the game. But the funny thing about how Beast played that was like, okay, yeah, I will just constantly change the quote-unquote change the channel every time you're prepared to play against and prepare to shut down one of my three Pokemon.
Yeah.
And we saw that at the end. We're sticking with the Ivysaur when you'd think Beast would switch over to the Charizard, catching a falling up air for a solid first combo, a grab on an air dodge, getting scouted, catching the landing, and then finally closing it out. It's like, okay, if I can't stay on the ground and I can't air dodge, then maybe coming down with R.O.B neutral air, a notorious button, will do the deed to get me back into neutral. No.
Yeah, see ya.